Let's talk about India. When you think about it, what comes to mind? For a lot of people, it's this incredible, almost overwhelming variety. But if you look a little closer, you find this deep, ancient sense of unity. And that's the fascinating paradox we're going to dive into today.
I mean, it's a real head-scratcher, isn't it? You've got over 1 billion people, 22 major languages, and just countless cultures all living together. So what's the glue? What on earth holds it all together? That's the puzzle we're going to try and piece together.
To really get a handle on the unity, we first have to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of the diversity. And at first glance, it can be absolutely bewildering.
I mean, just think about all the different pieces at play here. You have so many ethnic groups, a mind-boggling number of languages, a huge variety of clothing, a whole mosaic of religions and beliefs, and a really complex social structure of castes. It's so easy to get lost in all the details and completely miss the bigger picture.
But, and this is the really amazing part, if you look past the surface, you find something remarkable. There's this fundamental unity that has been a defining feature of India for millennia.
And hey, this isn't some new idea we just cooked up. People have been seeing this for a long time. Take someone like Sir Herbert Risley. Over a century ago, he saw this common thread, this underlying uniformity running the entire length of the country, from the snowy peaks of the Himalayas all the way down to the southern tip of Cape Comorin.
The historian Vincent A. Smith was right there with him. He argued that India's civilization has so many common features that you can absolutely see it as a single unified entity in the grand story of humanity. So this isn't just a modern idea. This concept of unity has some seriously deep historical roots.
This really means that India's unity isn't just about lines on a map. It's much deeper. It's like a shared consciousness, a sense that the entire subcontinent has been the stage for one single continuous historical drama.
So, where does this shared heartbeat come from? Let's dig into the tangible evidence and see how this cultural unity actually shows up in everyday life.
Let's start with language. India has 22 officially recognized regional languages and well over 100 dialects. Now that sounds like a massive barrier, right? But even in this case, some really interesting unifying threads have emerged.
Hindi has become this vital link, a common language, a lingua franca, that allows people from completely different regions to communicate. It connects someone in Kashmir in the north all the way to Kanyakumari at the southern tip.
And this really illustrates a key point about India's cultural history. It's not a story of one culture dominating another. Instead, you've got these different streams, like the ancient Dravidian cultures of the south and the Aryan cultures of the north, that have flowed together, blended and merged to create something new that's shared by everyone.
This sense of unity is maybe most beautifully expressed through the arts. Music, dance, sculpture. These aren't just isolated regional hobbies. They form a common cultural language that's understood and felt across the entire nation.
Just take the symbol of Nataraja, or Shiva, as the cosmic dancer. This isn't just an image of someone dancing. It represents a shared philosophical idea that art can be a pathway to spiritual understanding, and that's a concept that's revered all throughout India.
It's the same thing with music. Whether you're in the north or the south, classical music is built on a shared system of ragas, which are melodic frameworks, and talas, which are rhythmic cycles. So a raga that's meant for the morning is understood as a morning raga everywhere, creating this incredible, unified musical experience.
And beyond the arts, you have ancient scriptures and spiritual traditions that act as these huge storehouses of wisdom. They've established a shared foundation of values, like piety, charity, and self-control, that resonate across India's many different faiths.
Okay, so let's bring this all together. It becomes pretty clear that this incredible diversity isn't a problem that needs to be solved. Actually, it's India's greatest asset.
And this creates a powerful contrast. While much of the world has focused on materialistic progress, India's heritage has always emphasized spiritual values, things like inner peace and universal brotherhood. And what's really interesting is that these are the very ideas gaining attention globally today.
So the crucial point here is this. In the grand narrative of India, this kaleidoscope of cultures, languages, and beliefs isn't some kind of flaw in the design.
No, it's the very soil from which its unique strength and cultural wealth grow. The diversity itself is the engine of its resilience and richness.
And that leaves us with a final question to think about. In a world that's so often fractured by differences, what timeless lessons can we learn from a civilization that has not only survived, but has actually thrived on the idea of finding unity in diversity?